Hey, as you can probably tell by my overexposed window, it's a beautiful sunny day outside. I'm probably gonna go out for a walk once I finish this video. But yeah, in contrast to that, I have something of a dark topic that I'd like to talk about. In my last video, I talked about how companies exploit consumers and how the modern market is not a great place to be, not a great place to operate in. So, a reasonable conclusion you can come to from that is that the world sucks. Modern society is rotten to the core, right? And a question you may pose to yourself once you come to said conclusion is, what's the point? What's the point of it all? Why do I keep going? Why do I keep suffering through my 9 to 5 job, through exams, whatever it may be, for a society that's not even for a society, for a world, for an environment that's bad and doesn't seem to be getting any better. Well, I'd like to talk about some of the reasons why I think you should stay here. I think you should, you know, I think you shouldn't give up. The first thing I'd like to say is that this video is primarily from an atheist perspective. I um, I don't like to stick to the label of atheist because that has its own connotations, of course. But I think it's safe to say that I don't necessarily believe in a higher being. It's possible. It's possible. It's even likely. But I personally just I don't believe. I mean, what can I say? I have friends who are religious, primarily Christian. But I respect them. I respect the commitment, but I also recognize that this is not the path for me. It's not the path that I wish to take. So therefore, I need to find my own reasons to believe that things will get better, right? Rather than divine intervention or something like that. So one thing that I do want to say as well is that things will get better. If you're viewing this video and you're stuck in a rut in your life, you're thinking that things won't change, that you've been living the past month, year or so in this similar in a situation that's the same day in day out. You go to your job, you work, you go home, you sleep, you do it all over again the next day, and it feels like things just will never change. Well, they will. They will. I know that sounds like generic advice, but they will. I promise you. It's human nature to think that the things are bad and to focus on this bad thing. But I must say it's irrational, right? Things will change. They have changed before for you, haven't they? And they will continue to change. That's the thing about life. It's constantly flowing. It's like how you've probably heard they make like metaphors that life is like a river, right? Well, it is. It is. You always pass by new areas. You always pass by new events in your life, new things that happen, right? It always happens. Everything has changed. Everything changes. The only constant in life is change. All right, that's the only thing you can rely on, really. Well, that and death. But but yeah, even if it seems like life is monotonous, that's it's not gonna it's not gonna last. I promise you. Now, another thing that I would like to mention, or like a further reason uh, that I would like to mention, is you should enjoy the small things in life, right? Like I said at the start of the video, it's sunny outside. It's a nice day. Winter has ended, finally. It's warm. And that feeling you get when you're just sitting outside without a care in the world. Sun rays are beating down on your face. Cold breeze also on your face. And you get to thinking, right? You think, my God, the world is such a cruel and unjust place, yet all it takes to break away from that point of view, is just to sit there and relax. For that moment in time, you forget about all your problems, right? It's just that, I think, is one thing that society is missing right now, right? The ability to sort of turn off your problems, right? For a brief moment in time. Escapism, right? Not all escapism is good escapism, but some of it, like just sitting and pondering for a couple minutes, maybe an hour, it can do it can do good things for your mood, right? That's that's one thing I know. Ah, another thing to another reason to continue is hobbies, right? Sounds trivial almost, right? Compared to all the struggles that you might face in real life, right? But I promise you, if you find an interest for you that is genuinely interesting to you, then that not only will that serve as an escape, as a way to escape your reality, but it will also give you something to look forward to, right? In your life while you're working, you can think that a couple hours from now, I'll be home doing what it is that I enjoy, right? Now, for me, I'm lucky. I have a number of things that interest me: heavy metal, cars, video games, movies, old movies. Not that I have that much time to watch them now, but I enjoy um, researching these topics that I'm interested in. And when I'm down that Wikipedia rabbit hole about the third singer of Iron Maiden, Blaze Bailey, when I'm down there and I'm reading about him, and it's just it brings about a sense of childlike excitement that I didn't think is even possible in this day and age. So maybe you can find something for yourself that's brings about a similar sort of excitement and happiness within you. It doesn't have to be anything serious, right? It doesn't have to be something expensive. Maybe just like I do, just research what what you enjoy, right? Could be football, could be history, could be comics, music, anything really. It's a wealth of information that you have access to right now. And while you might not know what to do with that information, or even what part of it you wish to access, there's just so much of it, right? Just know that it's there. If you have a question on your mind, don't wait to answer it, right? Just Google it, research it, yeah. And yeah, that's I don't know about you, but it makes me feel a little bit better when I learn something new. But yeah, this brings me on to my next point. Take time. Take time out for yourself, right? Just, that doesn't necessarily mean do anything in particular. It might just mean sit there, think, and just just contemplate. You know, the thing of modern society is that we believe that we constantly require our minds to be occupied, right? With a movie, scrolling on your phone, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Truth is that we are often afraid of being alone with our own thoughts. But it will do you some good to put the phone down for a little bit and just think for yourself without having some influencer blast their opinion onto you. You can just make your own opinions, make your own thoughts. That is something that we are not very good at as of right now. But, as I said, things change. Things will change. And it's better to take some time off, like I said. Now, I'm not particularly qualified to be giving any of this advice. These are just observations that I've made. Observations that I made that helped me persevere personally. But yeah, what else is there for me to talk about? I guess I can talk about my specific ideology that I consider to be what helped me to escape this rut in the first place, in the first instance, and what actually got me thinking about this sort of thing, right? So, around 2020, I think it was about mid to late 2020, right? I was playing a video game, right? Stuck at home as everyone was that time, back then. I was playing The Witcher 3, right? And I didn't like that game at first, right? I thought the gameplay was a bit bland. Story I didn't really care for at the time. So I uninstalled it for a while. A couple weeks go by. I decided to give it a second shot. I don't remember what necessarily motivated me to do that, but I just did, right? And a couple of hours into my second playthrough, I guess that would have been my second playthrough since I abandoned my first one and then I started the second one. I had something of an epiphany, right? What if you take the same sort of excitement for the world building of a fictional world and apply it to the real world? I know that sounds nerdy and stupid, but hear me out, okay? You know how you admire a video game world for how much effort the creators put into making the player immersed in it, and how there's so much attention to detail to it. You know what else has a ton of detail and a lot of things for you to discover in it? The real world. Yeah. So once you start treating the real world kind of like a video game world where everything was sort of designed for you to interact with and to experience and enjoy, that kind of that helps you, you know. It sort of, at least it helped me, right? It helped me reinvigorate the passion, the innate passion of discovery, right? And that it has kept me going ever since, right? Even during difficult times, even during times where I felt like the cold embrace of the abyss would have been preferable to what I'm experiencing. I always fell back on this idea, right? As stupid as it sounds, it has kept me going. ah, and I guess maybe there's a lesson in that, right? If you find something that helps you keep going, something that's unique to you, that maybe maybe that will make things worth it, you know. And you will find it eventually. I was lucky. I found it quite early on in my life, right? And it helped me keep hope, right? But you might not be so lucky in that regard. So I just want to say, just keep going, all right? It's going to be worth it. I promise you. A couple years from now, you're gonna look back and you're gonna thank every possible god out there that that you continued, you persevered. So yeah, that's the thought that I'm gonna leave you with today. I appreciate all the attention that my past video has gotten from an international audience, no less. Um, so thank you, thank you. I don't really make these videos for um for people to. Well, I mean, I do make them for people to watch, obviously, but I guess I never expected them to blow up. Not that they even blew up. I mean, what was it, 300 views? But either way, I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys a lot. Please stick around, right? Stay here. I got a lot of a lot of good content planned out. But yeah, thank you.